Well, I think one of the things that I've really learned over the last 8 months, obviously, is how much I miss our family at LOD and just being in church and with everybody.
When March hit and we were asked to all school from home and move to a full-time work from home, and most of our calendar was canceled, it really was eye-opening as to how busy we were. It really provided us an opportunity to stop, reflect on this beautiful planet that God has given us, and spend more time as a collective family together.
A lot of things that just weren't happening anymore. And so there was a new opportunity to get out and experience the Lord in nature through hiking or being in the garden. I love to garden in our backyard, and just really getting to know Him again on a personal basis.
I think the first thing I've learned is that Light of the Desert has an amazing team. When given an opportunity and a goal to do something above and beyond where we've gone before, we've got people that are very talented and very gifted in going after it.
I have learned so much about how to use technology to stay connected, whether it be like Zoom, just for group gatherings, or blasting out something via YouTube, or even the simple things like just using email. I admit that I used to receive messages from people via email and I would just wait until I saw them on Sunday, but now I've been much more focused on responding to people right away and just carrying on those conversations via email. It's just a simple tools that we've had all along, but we've been forced to use them in the last 8 months a whole lot more.
I have learned so much about filming, editing, a lot of technology things that I did not know 8 months ago.
I've really learned to let go of terminology like, well, we've never, or that won't, or what a crazy idea.
Getting creative as to how we engage with each other. Sean and I had started hosting Sunday school meetings with our kids at LOD virtually, and just how wonderful it was to see their faces and connect with them as well. So I do feel God's hand in a lot of what has happened in a good way, forcing us to kind of figure out new ways to do things and letting us connect with greater groups of people.
I've learned that old dogs really can learn new tricks.
I've been very humbled, scared at times, but had to really rely on my faith as we journeyed through this difficult time.
I think the Lord has really pushed home with me the meaning of Psalm 46 verse 10, which is one of my favorites, where He says, "Be still and know that I am God." That means so much to me, and I think God, basically, I learned, wants to be and needs to be the center of our hearts and our lives and our attention, and all the other things need to be put back into perspective.
Most of all, I've learned to put into practice the truths of God's Word, to be anxious for nothing, and to pray about everything. I've learned that if you look for the good, in the worst of things you still can generally find it, and that you're much happier thinking about that than the things you cannot change anyway.
In this season, I think I've relearned about myself how necessary it is for me to take some time to be outside daily, just to reset my perspective, to focus my eyes on Jesus and nothing else that's going on in the world.
Another thing I learned is that I don't like to be caged. At times feeling sorry for myself for what I couldn't do, and I found out that the greatest solution to that was call somebody, find somebody to connect with. And I realized how much I miss people during this time, gatherings.
I feel that the biggest lesson I have learned is that I am not in control as much as I thought I was.
And just something that has struck me in this season too is that God was not surprised by the year 2020. And so that's really reminded me that there is purpose in this time, that God has a specific plan for this time, even though it seems really out of control at times.
Something that I've known for a long time, but boy, we have experienced it in a new way, is that the church is not a building, it's people. I love our building here, but we realize that we can be the church without a building.
What I'm looking most forward to is hugs with my friends, being able to do things with the people that I care about without having to be worried.
Being able to spend time with family, church family, and friends, when the most prominent thing on my mind is just caring for one another, for having fun and good fellowship, and doing what God has called each of us to do.
I can't wait to worship all together again without having to think about restrictions and being able to see so many people who I haven't seen in such a long time, who I miss dearly.
Coming back to church and having a lot of people there and being with the worship team.
I'm looking forward to us celebrating the 25th, it'll be 26th anniversary of Light of the Desert. That'll be a great time to gather.
I also really look forward to a little bit more normalcy with our kiddos at LOD. Their lives have been so interrupted with school changes and things like that.
The opportunity to go to events like, go down to Agua Prieta and help build homes for homeless and underprivileged people. Events like Feed My Starving Children. I'm really looking forward to being able to get back and living out our faith and those opportunities to help other people. And
I am really looking forward to being able to go to camps and go on trips with students just to connect with them.
Well, I'm certainly looking forward to some travel with my wife out of town.
Not having to wear face masks or face coverings. I love to be able to smile to people and talk with people, and I know we need to wear our masks for safety reasons, but I'm ready to I look forward to the day we can get rid of them.
And for my students to return in person and see their faces and hear their voices.
Free conversations with my mom after she's been locked down for all this time. I'd love to just be able to go and take her out to lunch.
And I'm just excited for what this new season, all of the changes that have come, even though it's unknown. I'm excited for what God's going to be doing in and through our family here at Light of the Desert in this new season.
Of course, I am excited for us to be back together, but at the same time, I don't want to forget the lessons that I've learned about how to supplement that togetherness with the technology we have around us. And so I hope to just find a good balance to be able to keep sharing the good news of Jesus Christ and staying connected with the people I love.
look forward to seeing everybody soon. Bye.